What's going on, people? Welcome back. OnlyFacts Sports podcast, episode 16. You know what I'm saying? We nearly got 500 views on the last one. We're growing, we're moving. So if you find yourself here, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Button. How long is it going to get us to take? How long will it take for you guys to get us to 5K? How much subscribers we got now?
Nearly 2,500.
Cool.
Which is mad. Like on YouTube, it don't seem like a lot, but I see a video, you've probably seen it before, where like they put like 100 people in the room. And like imagine if you've got this many followers in real life, put 2,000 people in the room. Do you know what I mean? It's like raw, like it don't seem like a lot, but if you had a yard, if you met 2,500 people that were all fans of your show, that'd be like a big deal.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Joe, I'm doing the Anthony Yard and I just want some credit.
You know,
just give me any credit for anything.
You know why I look at it slightly different, yeah? This Mac's moving mad.
Because you're a Man United fan, so you're more ambitious than me. It's like, it's the kind of shit you look.
No, I wasn't going to say that at all. I wasn't even talking about football. I was going to say that, you know, with someone like, not even Yard, just moving on to the actual subscriber thing. In my mind, I more look at it in terms of stages.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're on a journey, innit?
Yeah.
And I feel like we've been through so many phases. I feel like this is the first time where we don't really have a phase that we're going into or going through. We're just going. You know what I'm saying? Like, first we put 1,000 subscribers, then try to get monetized. Then it's like, what's next?
Because we didn't even used to do the full show as a show. But anyway,
can you bring that light towards you?
This one?
Yeah.
More?
Yeah, slightly more. Yeah, go on.
Fucking lazy, innit? Man's not even moving off the chair. Let's come back from the gym. So yeah, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. Usyk Dubois this Saturday. I would like to say we are going to be live. I myself am not going to be live because I pulled some strings, some connections I've got in the boxing world. I didn't go to journalism school like certain other people, but man was able to pattern myself some tickets.
Are you not an Arab like certain other people?
I'm not close to the Arabs like that. Do you know what I'm saying? The Saudis are sending me threatening messages and all the rest of it. So,
literally.
But I'm going to be at the fight anyway.
Some men are close to the Arabs,
so, allegedly. Allegedly. So I'm gonna be at the fight, but Shane is gonna be live.
Yeah, live for that fight. Live for pretty much the whole weekend. So
you'll be live all night.
Pretty much all day. I'm gonna need you man's help to stay awake still.
Yeah, we're gonna have Usyk Dubois. I imagine you're probably gonna go live for the undercard. No, sorry, not for the under. I imagine you're probably gonna go live for the main.
What's the co-main? The co-main is not a decent.
I think maybe Lawrence Okoli.
Whatever the co-main is, I'll go live for the co-main.
Because I don't think I was looking at it because I was trying to figure out what time I would actually get to the fight, and I was looking at it and I was like, apart from Lawrence Okoli, I can't really see much. I think the undercard for this is quite weak.
Is it a ring card or Riyadh season?
I can't remember. I can't remember. But let me find the undercard now. And these things piss me off because every week to work out what time we're going to go live, we look for the undercard. Facts. And it's almost impossible to find. All the orders different every single week. Like I'm scrolling through the website and it's just not giving me. Here we go. So there you go. So Lawrence Okoli, Kevin Lerena, WBC. So that's what I said to you. That's the co-main. It's a shit fight.
I'd probably go live for that because it's Lawrence Okoli.
That's what I thought.
Other than that, that's probably
then you've got Daniel Lapin versus Lewis Edmondson. Do you know what I mean? So I was just like, I'll probably try and get there for the Lawrence Okoli fight, maybe a little bit before that, so I can get in my seats and get drinks and all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
nosebleeds or ringside.
Row 20.
That's not bad.
So we're good. Good seats.
That's not bad. That's not bad still.
I pull strings.
I mean, the nosebleeds in Wembley.
The
nosebleeds in Wembley's dead still.
I had nosebleeds for Usyk versus Joshua too, and I've still obviously I was with X in it, so the big fur coat. X wearing all the drip way up. They're still yelling like heels and dresses way up. We had to help Gail get down so they didn't break their ankles and that.
That's not for me still. I've been kind of spoiled in it because I went going journalism school. I had to go like media section, and plus when I was doing journalism for a certain amount of time, I was media section, so kind of fortunate. But yeah,
there's a lot to talk about for this fight because there's a lot of talk of Dubois' newfound confidence and the work Don Charles has done. Talk me through that because I got a feeling that we're actually going to have slightly different perspectives on this.
I think the fight's going to be much better. I think the fight's going to be much more competitive.
It's going to be a higher level.
But I feel like Dubois is going to fall short in the same place. I feel like people are talking about Dubois' redemption, and I get it. He's looked good in his fights, but everybody he's fought is presented him the same thing. And I was saying that in the lead up to the Parker fight, in the sense that he fought Gerald Miller, come forward fighter. He fought Hrgovic, come forward fighter. Then he fought AJ. And I mean, What is AJ? I think AJ. I don't even know what AJ is at this point.
He's a come forward fighter minus the confidence. He's a come forward fighter who hasn't really committed to being a come forward fighter.
So my point is, regardless, specifically in the case of Miller and Joshua, these guys are there to impose their size and their will. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pause for the size, but they're trying to impose themselves on Daniel Dubois. So he's not actually had to use his brain. It's been mechanical. And let's keep it real. Dubois is a robot. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, physically, he's a specimen. But in his when it comes to psychologically breaking down the fight, and what Usyk does amazing is he makes you use the muscle that Dubois doesn't want to use, and that's his mind. I see him psychologically break fighters down. Now, why it's going to be a better fight is because I felt like in the lead up to the first fight, I feel like Dubois felt inferior. But I feel now Dubois is suffering from cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
So I feel like now he believes that he's better than Usyk. And I feel like sometimes delusion can actually get you quite far. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It definitely might get you further than what you would have got if you didn't have that
boxing,
delusion.
rather than any other sport, it can count for something. If you go into tennis and you're delusional, you're just getting smoked.
You're just getting smoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you almost... and Usyk's the one person you can afford to not respect early.
Because he's got all the physical advantages.
Yeah.
Apart from gas tank, but he's got so you do have the power to go in
and
be
just disregard opponent.
Yeah.
And I feel like early that's going to benefit you.
Especially, this is where the fact that it's at Wembley plays a part. Usyk is too good for Dubois to rob him on the cards because Dubois not winning rounds like that.
Facts.
But in terms of the referee not taking points off and the referee marshalling the fight, because it was a low blow last time. We've had a big debate about it. I didn't think it was low in terms of to the eye, but if you're following the rules, it's on the belt line. The belt line is technically low. That's the debate at the time. That fight's gone now. But he was hitting. That wasn't the first low blow he hit. Is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
He will probably do so again, I believe,
continuously.
And that's where I'm saying, like, Usyk will not get any favors from the referee.
Not
is the
at
point
all.
I'm trying to make.
Not at all. And he does look for favors. He does look for that. Even in the Fury fight, he does look for it. And he is weaker.
Extensive amateur background, right?
Yeah,
so he's playing football by the rules of the game, and other man is studying you and nudging you and all the rest of it.
It's like if you try to bring Perlo and against Roy Keane, we're not playing the same game at some points. No. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like, in my opinion, I do feel like that's early when it's fiery and it's bubbly and the people are making noise, and that's where it's going to be round 1, round 2, round 3. You're going to be like, raw, Dubois can do something. But I think once Usyk takes the sting out of the fight and he starts to take the pace down and you actually now have to start setting up attacks, that's when I feel like he's going to kick in. And I feel like where Dubois quit last time, I feel like this time he's just going to roll the dice. And I feel like if he loses, he's going to get stopped because of fatigue or...
Famous last words, roll the dice. We've seen what happens when other people roll the dice. I mean,
he ain't going to lose. He's not going to lose being found wanting in this fight. Yeah. He's going to lose trying. And that's one thing I will give Dubois, is he's going to lose trying.
If Usyk were to be knocked down, can Usyk come off the canvas and still win, given the power that Dubois has?
We haven't seen that with Usyk, but one thing we do know, and this is one thing I find quite interesting, and it's funny because I want to know what people are going to say if Usyk decides to run, because in my opinion, in the first 4 rounds, I actually think it might be quite smart to do.
Yeah.
Because if you decide to hold your feet against the wall whilst he's up here, and you don't,
especially emotionally, he's going to be up here emotionally. He may be swinging wildly. It will be the time that you'll be most tempted to start catching him with counters and stuff like that. But it might be a little bit early. Actually.
Exactly. Remember, them counter opportunities will always be there. The boy ain't going to get better defensively whilst the fight goes on. That's definitely not going to happen.
Yeah.
So. And you know, when Usyk's understanding of the game, I feel like he's going to know that this guy's going to come out like a bull in a China store.
Everyone's talking about his confidence, and his confidence comes from a 3 knockout streak.
Facts.
That's where it's come from. It's not come from comprehensively outboxing, is it?
Because he fought Lorena and knocked him out as well after getting dropped in the...
That was before Usyk.
Was it?
I'm looking at this box rec, yeah.
Okay.
So, but even still, 3 or 4. But that's... The question for me is, how much of a gap is there between those guys? Do you know what I mean?
It's more of a stylistic gap. It's more of a stylistic gap.
I don't know. Jarrell Miller to Alexander Usyk. That's
no, but it's not a physical gap. There's not a physical gap.
There's a technical gap. That's not just style. That's actual ability.
Yeah.
I can't be playing Real Madrid on Wednesday and take confidence from the fact that I beat Sunderland in the cup.
You can. You personally can. Okay. You can take confidence from anything. You can take confidence from anything.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's not going to be transferable. It's not necessarily going to be transferable.
For me, it's not. No, you're right. But it's how it affects me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like for me, confidence.
And this is an individual sport.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Confidence is about me personally. And I'm saying it might not affect you to. It's better than if you lost the fight. Do you know what I'm saying?
Here's a question. Is the confidence real? That's
a good question.
How real is the confidence? Because like I say, you knocked out Jarrell Miller, right? That was in round 10 of a 10-rounder. Okay, Jarrell Miller, he's big, he's strong, he's game, but he's not only not a top level guy, he's probably not even a second level guy. He's probably a third level guy. Mm-hmm. He was probably second level when he was going to fight AJ, had the drugs, had the ban, probably dropped a level down. You beat Filip Hrgovic. There was a time Filip Hrgovic is in that conversation. I'd say he's a second level guy. I do think
maybe slightly lower.
Do you know what I mean? But there was a time when he was up there. But you beat Filip Hrgovic. That was 8 rounds. That was a good stoppage. AJ,
I think
you absolutely
to answer your question. That's the fight.
The AJ fight.
I think it's the AJ fight when I felt the confidence is real.
Yeah.
That's when I felt like, because with the Jarrell Miller fight, I feel like in that fight he showed character, but I don't think he showed confidence. Yes. In the Hrgovic fight,
but he was coming off a loss.
I think in the Hrgovic fight, the biggest thing that I saw in that Hrgovic fight was that he was actually intellectually challenged in that fight. And I say this all the time.
He won that fight. He could have easily lost.
You just walking through right hands, and I'm like,
style could have easily lost in the fight.
That fight. I said this last week. I said sometimes people get suicide confused with bravery. Yep. In that fight, I think he was just suicide mission. He's like, you know what? I ain't got nothing else. Let me have a go.
And it was stopped by the doctors.
Yeah.
Do you mean it wasn't a KO out cold KO? Facts. The AJ fight, however, not only did he KO him out cold, but AJ was down 4 times in that fight. Facts. So you've knocked this guy down a number of times. You have to take
so much to prove as well.
You have to take.
I feel
and AJ had hurt him.
Yeah.
So he feels like, but I do feel like the people around him have done really well to build his confidence, but maybe not done so well to just keep him in that middle ground of not overconfident.
The issue with this fight is he doesn't have a free hit. With the AJ fight, he had the free hit. AJ was going in 3rd world title. Do you know what I'm saying? There was Tyson Fury versus AJ. It was all in the making. He almost had a free hit. So there was no. If he lost that fight, the focus would have been on AJ, not on Dubois. In this fight, he's almost like
he's the home fighter.
Exactly. He might not be the favorite, but he's had so much.
And he currently holds some of the belts.
IBF, only one.
Okay. Do you mean so you're going in as a world champion?
Yeah.
So even though
that's what I'm saying, he doesn't have a
even though you're not necessarily the A side because Usyk is Usyk, you're going in as a world champion.
And your first title defense.
And also there's something else we're not discussing. This is why I asked: is the confidence real? The Joseph Parker fight. We still don't know what happened when it seemed that you bugged out on the day.
He said he was injured.
I don't care what you said. It still seems to me like, because there was no detail, that was like a Ben Whittaker injury to me. It was a phantom. That's like AJ's elbow right now. It's a phantom injury.
Yeah, I hear you.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because AJ is injured, then he's sparring with Lawrence Okoli. So I don't know. But to me, that shows that there is some of that mental fragility. We've seen AJ bug out on the world stage. I guess he did fight AJ at Wembley. This fight's also at Wembley, so there'll be some confidence there. But we see AJ go to New York and bug out on the big stage. When there's that expectation, can you transition to from being the underdog, typical Arsenal situation? You're the underdog against Real Madrid. You turn up. Now against PSG, we're kind of the underdog as well. But then when you go into
there was a level of expectation.
Now there's a level of expectation on you. What are you saying? Can you now go and perform and raise the level even above the level you expected?
And I don't think Usyk has to raise the level.
No.
That's the thing. I don't think Usyk has to raise the level.
This is another point I was going to make. Everyone's talking about his confidence since losing to Usyk. And like I say, Jarrell Miller, Filip Hrgovic, Anthony Joshua. But since Usyk last fought Daniel Dubois, he's fought Tyson Fury twice.
I think Usyk's psychological problems ain't going to come from that. I think his psychological problems is gonna come from, what am I still doing this for? Do you get what I'm saying? Because I'm like, this fight at times physically might be hard, but intellectually won't be. Intellectually it'll be so easy. And I've obviously I'm not a master in anything, but I've done things that I've found so easy, and I just know, especially when I'm like, this is just, there's no great reward at the end of it. Because what you have to understand is the 2 Tyson Fury fights back to back, it's like they've been built so big in my head. Now I'm fighting for the same thing again. It's like it almost has less value.
Unless he's planning to retire. Like, obviously he split with his manager as well.
But he spoke about that though.
If I was around Usyk, I would be trying to groom him into believing that this was his retirement fight, even if I knew a fight was coming down the road. And then I would try and groom him into that mentality.
No, but again. I don't really like people thinking about the end.
If it's someone with Usyk's mentality, then I do. When it was like Liam Williams versus Eubank, then it's like no, because it's like battle of the losers almost. But if you're someone like Usyk, you're not going to have achieved all you've achieved to lose to Daniel Dubois and go out like that. That's just not. Do you know what I mean?
I've seen a different Usyk in the build up in the press conferences.
It's another point I wanted to touch on.
I've seen a Usyk who's way more
irritable,
and not just irritable, but very assertive in what he's saying. Like he had to correct a reporter who said, if you beat Dubois, he's like, when? I've never seen Usyk do that before. Do you know what I'm saying? I've never seen.
Well, we've never seen Usyk looking for vindication. Certainly not at heavyweight. He's not had that many heavyweight fights. Remember?
You know what? Yeah, it's mad. And I think you brought up maybe last year or earlier this year when you were like, when have you ever seen? It was definitely earlier this year. When have you ever seen someone just pull up on a heavyweight champion and just question a heavyweight champion's credibility? Yeah. And it's like, after everything he's done, he still has to prove himself.
Well, look, we had a conversation off air before we went live about culture, specifically black people, specifically black American people, etc., etc. The way that Dubois' friend, security, I don't know who he is, was talking to John Charles' son.
John Charles' son, yeah.
The way he was talking to Usyk, Don Charles, sorry, not John Charles.
You know, because
I said it, yeah.
Yeah.
The way Don Charles' son was talking to Usyk, I don't think there's been a black heavyweight champion since Muhammad Ali that he would have ever walked up to and spoken to.
Never, not even Muhammad Ali. Not even Muhammad Ali.
But I'm saying, like, not even a Dominic Brazil or because it's the energy that they carry. And I'm not saying their energy is better. For me, I'm more scared of Usyk than I am of Anthony Joshua, for me personally. But there's almost this level of ignorance. It's the fight game. No matter how much our eyes are constantly going to deceive us. Do you know what I'm saying? No matter how much you know what Usyk's capable of, he's still seen in that world as a small heavyweight, not a knockout puncher, etc., etc., etc.
And no matter what he does, there's no matter like that. That's for me. Yeah. That's where it's like, bro, no matter what he does, he is not going to get credit for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love people like poking the bear. I get it. Yeah. And I've seen people do it.
That's Crawford against Canelo.
Tony Bellew done it when he fought Usyk. But
Crawford is going to feel the same back against Canelo.
I think it's different though. I think it's different because I think in the Crawford fight, he's the underdog.
That is true, but what I'm saying is the mass audience of boxing. There are a lot of boxing casuals out there that would put Canelo in their top 5 pound for pound that might not put Crawford or put Canelo higher, and that's insane. And I do think there's a certain chip on their shoulder, and Usyk has this.
But I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever seen. There's only 2 times I've ever seen Usyk like with some real bad intent. It was Marco Hook, and I would argue
maybe the Bradis fight.
No, I wouldn't even say Bradis. I was gonna say in the second Tyson Fury fight.
Yeah.
I felt in the second Tyson Fury fight, when they were questioning certain things, he was almost getting quite frustrated.
Yeah.
But I feel like, specifically in the AJ fight, so I just knew. The second fight, I would have bet my house on it that he was going to win.
Yeah.
But it was because, for me, there was a certain level of aura. There's a certain level of...
There was a certain level of respect that came from the opponent. AJ had massive respect for Usyk. Bellew
Not
had
that much in the second fight, though.
You don't
Not
think
that
so?
much in the second fight.
Nowhere near to what we're seeing.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember who I was watching the other day, but I don't know if it's Hatman or True Geordie. One of them, shout out to them, man. But they made a point of, they've questioned his religion and his faith. They questioned, is it his dad that passed away or something like that?
Yeah, when he was in the Olympics.
And he went to say something. I don't know if you saw this from Ade Oladipo, but Usyk was about to say something when they were doing the announcement for the fight about his dad, and Dubois cut him off and started talking crazy. And Ade was like, Daniel, trying to stop him and reel him back in, because it's like, you're pissing this guy off, and he's going to come into the ring with bad intent. Now, bad intent is not, I'm going to throw the baby out of the bathwater and try and knock you out, because I'm not going to knock you out. But bad intent may be, I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to dance around you. I'm going to set so many traps.
The biggest problem that I have for Daniel Dubois, and I don't think he's going to do this, but the biggest problem that I have for Daniel Dubois, you need to get rid of Don Charles, bro. Somebody else needs to take control of that corner. I don't know if you saw the press conference today, yeah?
You're going to get, in classic, if you're new here, this is Shane, and he regularly goes against the British media, because everyone in the British media, Adam Smith and Carl Frampton and Simon, everybody in the British media is going, Don Charles has done such a great job with him, the way he's turned him around and blah, 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 blah.
We're talking about emotionally.
Yeah.
Bro, this isn't an emotional sport, bro.
But it
is. This isn't, no, bro. When I'm fighting Usyk, I don't need you, because, bro, you got to understand. This guy is going to psychologically drain you, bro. When you're in the ring, forget all of this beef thing. Go on. Sorry, when the dust settles, when the dust settles, and you haven't knocked him out with your first punch, or you haven't knocked him out in the first round, and now it's becoming, or the fourth round,
or the eighth,
and the man's still there, and he's sitting with usually with shots you can't see.
And then when it comes to the end of round 9 and the stool doesn't come out because he's bouncing on his feet, looking at you, doing all that kind of shit. I
don't want a man say, "Come on, Daniel."
Yeah.
Bro, that's good against AJ. But bro, I want a man to say, bro, he's dropping his right hand, you know. I need you to go. I need some form of technical breakdown. This is who you're fighting, bro. This guy's gonna make you use the one muscle that you don't have, and that's a brain. So that means you're gonna need somebody who does have a brain. When you listen to Don Charles speak, you thought he was fighting, bro.
But this is why I thought it was a strategic mistake to have Don Charles' son disrespect Usyk, to have. If I'm managing Daniel Dubois, and I know Daniel Dubois is young, strong, could knock him out, has this power, whatever, Usyk knows he's going to come out and try and knock him out, but I'm going to play the nice guy.
I'm not going to show my hand.
Facts. We've told Usyk what's going to happen. We've given the game away. Pretend you're still shy. Pretend you're still that shy, nervous guy, and then come out.
If Usyk decides to dance around the ring, you can't do nothing. You personally can't do nothing. Your footwork and your ability is not good enough to cut off the ring.
You had AJ saying, Daniel, I'll smash you in the face with this chair, and Daniel sort of, not in a rude way, people were laughing at him. Frank got in front of him and defended him. Daniel looked like a little boy in front of AJ, but then he knocked him out cold.
Facts.
So that's what I would, listen, man. Happy, Frank, grateful for the opportunity, man. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. But then go and fucking put it on this guy.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't got to tell the ops, I'm going to be there 8 o'clock, wait outside, I'm going to be driving a black Mercedes.
Yeah, fact.
What kind of foolishness is that? You're not supposed to tell them that.
Because intimidation don't work on Usyk. It doesn't work.
But you're also not an intimidating guy. You won against AJ, but you didn't even intimidate AJ.
How are you going to intimidate me when you quit against me?
Yeah, I beat you already. I'll beat you another time after this.
How are you going to intimidate me when you quit already?
But I beat you.
Bro, Don Charles is an idiot, bro. Because I get it, innit?
Unless it's just they're trying to get into his head, but I just feel like...
I don't think bro.
It's not going to work.
I don't think, bro. I remember you were telling me this when we were talking about like Tunde Ajayi being in Devin Haney's corner. I remember you saying, bro, like this does the maths don't math here. Like you're gonna fight. This is when he's gonna fight Ryan Garcia. You're gonna fight Ryan Garcia, and you got a man that's gonna say empty the tank or lines in the camp. That's not. You kind of want someone who's gonna literally cool this fight down. You're a better boxer than him. Box. You want a calm voice. You almost want like a Virgil in the corner.
Virgil Hunter.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe Teddy Atlas.
Someone who's gonna get you focus and stay in tune.
There are certain people that can talk to you when you're in the heat of battle. I used to box, and there are certain coaches that I work with that honestly, when everyone's cheering, I say everyone, the biggest crowd I box in front of is like 300 people, but everyone's cheering and shouting, and your friends are there and your girlfriend's there and she's brought her friends or whatever, and certain people talk to you and everything just goes quiet and I can just hear you. Do you know what I mean? And even some of my coaches would come really close to me and breathe in my pattern. And what they would do is they would slow down their breathing, and I'd just find my breathing slowing down with them.
Like,
it's just a really calming influence.
People like the two people who I notoriously say is the greatest corner in fight, Nassim Richardson, Bomac. If you listen to when they speak in the corner, forget everything else. If you listen to when they speak in the corner, Bomac pretty much coached Eubank through his best performance.
Yeah.
Literally every round he told him, do this, do this, do this. It was almost like it was ventriloquism.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
PlayStation.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That, and I feel like with Dubois, you're going to have to go through phases in this fight. So at times, Don Charles' energy and enthusiasm is going to be beneficial early. But once you go into that second phase of this fight, bro, you're going to have to show me something different.
I think it's the second third. I think he's got 4 rounds. I think by the time it gets to round 5 and 6, I think he doesn't have a bad gas tank, but the gas tank is going to go quicker because of the emotion of the situation.
Of course. And not only that, it's just the fact that because I feel like even though he's lost, I don't think he's aware of his mortality right now. So once you realize that he's still here, then what? What's Don Charles going to tell you then?
Bear in mind, Daniel Dubois has never, I'm looking at his box rec now, he's not got a bad gas tank. I'm not saying he does, but he's never fought for 12 rounds.
I mean, when did he get Gerald Miller knocked out?
That was a 10-round fight. He stopped him in 10. The Joyce fight was round 10. He lost by KO in round 10. That was a 12-rounder. Before that, he was fighting 10-round fights. Then he's knocked out someone in second round, first round,
and
fourth round,
why is
third
that so
round,
important?
10
because
rounds. He knocked out Philip Hrgovic in the 8th, and he knocked out Anthony Joshua in the 5th. He has zero professional experience of managing his gas tank across 12 rounds.
And Usyk's best rounds are 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
That's historically Usyk's best rounds.
Yeah.
10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
He almost stopped AJ in the 12th round.
Yeah. Nearly stopped Fury in the 9th.
Stop Fury in the 9th round. Do you know what I'm saying? Bro, he will, like...
He'll get better as the fight goes on.
He gets better as the fight goes on. So
that's the false sense of security. You're going to bulldoze him, and do you know what? He might have a high guard, and you might push him into the ropes and tee off on him and try and go for the body and all these kind of things, and he'll move and whatever, and he might look uncomfortable. He might look red in the face. Obviously, he's a white guy. He might look red in the face. His hair might be disheveled. And all of those things will make you think you're making ground, but you're not. It looks deceptive. It's almost like when you play football against Rooney, and Rooney's short and chubby and got balding hair, and he's red and bloated and puffing. You kind of think this guy's tired, but he's not tired. He's actually kind of charging up for what's about to come.
Literally.
But looking at him, you think that he's, he just lures you into a false sense of security.
Exactly, and I just feel free. This is why I don't know Don Charles to manage a corner well. I don't know Don Charles to manage a corner well. Someone's gonna have to tell me the fight that Don Charles managed the corner well. People are talking about what he's done with Dubois. Outside of the ring, there's a whole different mechanics when you're fighting in the corner, bro. Like, how much do you think Bomac's training Terence Crawford during the camp? Hardly nothing, bro. What do I really have to coach this guy in camp?
Yeah, we're not coaching his jab. We're talking game plan.
We're talking
strategy.
game plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going on a run with you.
Yeah.
They probably can't run.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
He definitely can't run.
So it's more about when we go in the ring, follow my round by round instructions, and you beat Canelo.
Yeah.
And that's what you're gonna need, because this guy's gonna make you use the one muscle that you don't have, and that's why he quits. I think that's why Dubois quits. Dubois doesn't quit because he's hurt. He's quit because he's trying to find 1+1, and he doesn't know the answer.
He can't think his
way
through
he's like, you know what? The only answer that I know is just not to get up.
Yeah.
Because he's not hurt. He just doesn't get up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a great fight. Like I said, I'm going to be there. I'm predicting Usyk by a wide margin. I think it'll be a little bit hairy.
I think 11th round stoppage.
You think he stops him?
I think 11 round stoppage.
I think it's points. I don't know if he stops him, but he could do. Does he have better? Does Dubois have better punch resistance than Fury?
He has better stamina. Fury has better stamina than him.
True.
And Fury never emptied the gas tank at one stage in that fight.
Yeah.
Dubois will. That's one thing we know.
And Usyk will know when.
Facts.
Usyk will know.
Also, Usyk makes you work when you want to rest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The one thing Dubois does have, though, and this is one thing I will say, he's a great fighter fighting in reverse. Like, he can walk you onto punches as well.
Well, it's the body, isn't it? He's got the dimensions. He can throw a jab going backwards. And the thing with Dubois, every punch hurts.
Facts.
I think in the early rounds, though, they're going to rely a lot on body shots, and I don't know if that's the right.
He has to.
I
think it's the right game plan.
I think it's a little bit not obvious, but I would just not just box, but I would throw body shots in when the opportunity presents itself. I got friends I play football with that receive the ball from the goalkeeper, and before anyone's near them, they start doing step overs. There's no one near you, Maggie. Like the opportunity to do step overs will present itself.
Facts.
But against someone who has quicker hands and more accurate punching,
I do think Dubois got a decent chance of winning though.
He does.
I think he's got. I'll tell you, even though I've said all of that, I said the reason why I think he's got a decent chance of winning is because I don't know where Usyk's brain is. Why for that?
I'm not.
Why for that?
Mentally, I have no concern about.
I don't know, but I don't know how much because for me, if I'm Usyk, the first 4 rounds, I'm just boxing around off the back foot. You're gonna have to come and find me.
I think there's a chance, similar to how Fury was against Wilder in the second fight. I'm not saying not in terms of the power, because Usyk's not going to walk him down and knock him out, but there's a chance that he just shuts him out.
Like, I don't think so.
I don't think there's a chance he can.
Because Dubois is going to be running forward. He's going to be running forward, and for me, the first 4 rounds I'm treating like Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez.
If Dubois receives any damage from Usyk in this first 3 rounds, playing Matador while he's charging forward and Usyk's jabbing him off, because Usyk will move, but how much does he jab while he moves and how much does he counter while he moves? If he's able to start breaking him down from then, it's a long night.
It's a long night.
It's a long night.
I'll be able to tell
if I see him backing up and then countering and launching the counter, and it's a long night.
And he's landing and he's pivoting, hitting him with the left on the pivot. Bro,
it's a long night. 8 or 9 is
fact. It's a long night.
Can't sustain that.
Because fact.
He's like a fighter that on a video game that needs to land a punch to start getting recharged. Do you know what I mean? And if he can't land those punches, he won't get recharged. And who knows?
But I also feel like he might be looking for that one magic shot.
Then he's definitely losing.
He's got a chance though. He definitely has a chance. I won't say he's got no chance. He's got
power. If he goes in there looking for the single, he will not land the single.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
With no setup or no combination, he will not land. It's not AJ where you can just crack. It's not like Mike Tyson.
There's a massive skill disparity. So and for me, skills always pay the bills.
If it's just the single, do you know what I mean? It's going to be annoying because I'll be at the fight, but I won't be able to hear what Don Charles is saying in the corner, and you'll be on live.
It'll be irrelevant.
But I'll just be really interested to hear what he's saying. But let's
Come
see.
on, Daniel.
Pac-Man returns against Barrios. Shane's going to be live for that as well. Shane
overtime,
doing a double shift.
Overtime.
Got to talk to the union. Talk to me about that fight. And if you know.
This is so hard.
Are people disrespecting Barrios?
This is so hard, bro. This fight is so hard because But you know why this fight's difficult to call? Because we don't know where Pacquiao is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we just genuinely don't know where Pacquiao is.
Yeah.
I've seen fighters come back and they look good. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where Pacquiao is, and I feel like
what card is
Pacquiao come back just to lose, knowing that he's not good enough to lose, to win? Do you know what I'm saying?
But fighters come back believing they are good enough.
Because it was he chose Barrios.
Yeah.
He didn't choose Boots, even though you'd had the financial money to fight Boots. He didn't choose Brian Norman Jr., even though you would have had the financial money to pull Brian Norman Jr. He chose Barrios, who's by far the weakest champion at 47. And Barrios had a tough fight. I think we went live for the fight on the undercard, on the Matt Tyson undercard, when he fought Abel Ramos. He almost got stopped in that fight. They gave him a draw.
I wouldn't look too much into that, because to be fair, we see people like Canelo, who's seen as a pound for pound great, also picking the easiest champion to go after.
No, but that's my point. Why pick the easiest champion if you can't even beat him? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but people think they can. That's the point. Boxers are terrible. Remember, it's not a team sport. You don't have any competition. It's not like a new striker has come in.
The reason why it's mad is because genuinely why I'm questioning is because he could have just fought an exhibition and made this money. He's coming after a world champion, so that means
it's not about money for him.
I was about to say that.
It's never been about money. Yeah.
It's not the money. That means he's genuinely coming back to win a world title.
Yeah.
He's not, because if he's coming back for just money,
he'd make more money fighting Floyd Mayweather in an exhibition.
Facts. He decided to come
Floyd
back.
Would definitely take that.
He's the most likely person I can win a world title with at this stage. Can't really beat Boots. Can't really beat Brian Norman Jr. Barrios, let me fight Barrios. Which means mentally, he genuinely believes he's going to... You know, some people just come back for... Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he genuinely believes he can beat Barrios. And that's why I'm on the fence. I think Barrios wins, you know, but I feel like there is something...
There's also a little bit less jeopardy for Manny Pacquiao than, say, Floyd returning or someone like that. Because, one, Manny Pacquiao has 7 or 8 losses, but he's also more loved. Like, he will lose and
It
get...
won't mean nothing.
He'll lose and get clapped out of the ring.
Facts.
Pause. But, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, but he'll...
Like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, like, you know, but yeah, I didn't want to think about that fight. But yeah, you know, if Devin loses or Floyd loses, they're you know, everyone's laughing at them and attacking them and memeing them. And I guarantee you, if he loses and gets starched by Barrios, probably not going to get starched by Barrios, but I guarantee if he loses, there ain't no memes about him flirting, because everyone likes him. He's a very likable guy, and that's the aura that's built around him.
They both have a common opponent, though.
Who's that?
Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
And Keith Thurman lost to Pacquiao, but Keith Thurman beat Barrios.
Yeah.
And literally, Keith Thurman's next fight after Pacquiao was Barrios.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, even the Pacquiao that fought Ugas and lost to Ugas in his last fight, I think beats Barrios.
Yeah.
So if we're going on last performances,
how did Barrios become a world champion?
He won a vacant strap.
Okay, fine.
He won a vacant belt. Funny enough, he beat Ugas. So they got two common opponents.
Yeah.
They got two common opponents because he beat Ugas. But
it's both ways then.
Yeah.
It's the two common opponents they got. Pacquiao beat one and Barrios lost to him, and then Pacquiao lost to one, and yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say Keith Thurman's higher level opponent than Ugas.
Ugas. But
the card is good as well.
It's a great card. I mean, if you would put a gun to my head, I gotta say Barrios, innit? But it's a great fight.
How old is Manny now? 49?
46.
46. It's a big ask at 46. I mean, he just loves it, doesn't he? Like, he's one of the few people that you really believe.
I want Barrios to win, though.
He's one of the few people that you really believe. If he says I'm coming back because I love it, you believe that he's coming back because
I want Barrios to win, though.
Why do you want Barrios to win?
Because if Pacquiao wins, it's just a publicity stunt. It's just so I can say I'm the oldest welterweight champion of all time, relinquish the belt, and then we're back to square one. If Barrios wins, Barrios will actually fight other champions.
Yeah, I see your point. I don't know. Maybe you think there's no chance Pacquiao fights on if he wins?
Nah, bro. Because why didn't he fight? Why didn't he fight boots for the two belts then?
I think you're being unfair. Current active world champions do this all the time. Pick the easiest person.
Of course.
That would even.
So then
why
would he continue to? After
that would even.
Barrios,
Okay,
why
fine.
would he then continue?
Because then, if the money he would have got for boots would be double or triple if he comes back and beats Barrios for a title, and it's a unification fight, and now I'm in the headlines. 100%. Then even if he loses to Boots, he could lose to Boots for 20 million instead of losing to Boots for the 4 million he would have fought for. I'm just putting numbers out of my ass. But do you know what I'm saying? I think you're being unfair by saying, like, he's obviously not serious about the return because he'll just relinquish the belt or whatever, or because he's picked Barrios. People do this all the time. Conor Ben was going to step up and look at world title fights, and he was going to fight Barrios.
Yeah, facts.
Do you know what I mean? And he's in his prime. Do you know what I mean? So I do think I think you're being a little bit harsh on Manny. I think realistically he'll get through the fight and genuinely might relinquish the title even if he does win, because bloody hell, the time it's going to take me to recover from this whooping, even if I win. I'm 46 now, who knows? Do you know what I mean? But it opens up some fights, and there'll be tons of fights for him because everybody will. He might relinquish the belt, but he can get paid millions to lose the belt. That he can sell it basically.
100, because people, he's a guy whose name's never going
to die, and he's a beatable. He'll be the new beatable guy. Do you mean Conor Ben will suddenly be like, yeah, I'll take a bit of Manny Pacquiao? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, what I don't want to see is a sad fight. Like, oh, fam, why is this guy in the ring, bro?
Yeah. We've seen Manny go out badly.
Yeah, like Marquez, isn't it?
Yeah, the Marquez one's probably the worst.
Of course.
Yeah. Shout out to Manny, man. Shout out to Manny,
fact, man. Keep the grind going.
We've got Sebastian Fundora, Tim Zoo's going to be a good fight.
Sebastian Fundora versus Tim Zoo, that's the fight, so their rematch, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's going to be a good fight, but I think Fundora's got it. Tim Zoo's had some tough fights, blood.
Yeah, he's
had some tough fights, blood.
He's good in his time, but just kind of coming towards the end now. And your boy, Gary Antoine Russell Jr.
Antoine Russell, he looked good in his last fight against, who did he fight again? Ryo.
Yes, yeah.
Ryo. He looked good in that fight. We watched that fight
who's
live.
the people asking that they want to see him fight? Because he's quite a small guy, innit?
He's at 40. He's at 40. No. They were going to say, well,
Devin.
There was the Devin talk, but I think
Richardson,
Teofimo Lopez, maybe even Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah. Well, who knows when he's coming
I think you're getting confused with Gary Russell.
Oh, yeah, I am.
I don't know where that guy is, bro. Gary Russell's Gary Antoine Russell's coach now, you know.
I swear.
Yeah.
It's just so random. Then the other news for British boxing fans specifically, Eubank Ben 2
in jeopardy.
falls apart. and we don't know why. And this is the second time, people are speculating on why, but this is the second big event that the Saudis have fallen apart on, because we've got Bivol Beterbiev that mysteriously fell apart as well.
Yeah,
and it's another rematch as well. They're both rematches.
And they're both domestic fights.
Yeah.
They're in 2 Russians, 2 Brits.
Yeah.
There is no... Conor Ben said Eubank doesn't want anything to do with the fight. That's what Conor Ben said. But even if that's the case, I've never heard Ring or Saudi or Riyadh say, I'm not going to do anything with the fight. The only time we've seen them do that is with Beterbiev and Bivol, and it's such close time. I genuinely have no idea.
The Beterbiev-Bivol one's a little bit worse, because although we both know that Bivol won both fights, and I was just celebrating Beterbiev because I was supporting him, like, it is on paper.
I don't think Bivol won both fights.
The first fight,
I think Bivol won the second fight.
The first fight, Beterbiev won.
I think you can make the argument.
Oh, okay,
I scored a draw the first fight.
Oh, okay,
I scored the first fight.
Maybe it was Rance that was arguing against me, saying, Bivol won. Actually, that sounds like Rance.
Yeah, that's Rance. He thought Bivol won both.
But a lot of people think that Bivol won both, but that's even worse, because that is an undisputed fight, and it's a
it's still
it's a trilogy. It's a trilogy fight.
And what for me,
this is just a good domestic dust up with 2 big names.
For me, why it makes it worse not to sit on the Bivol and Beterbiev fight so long, but the reason why that's worse is because Bivol gave up his belt to rematch Beterbiev. If that, I just fought Benavidez then, innit? Yeah. I wouldn't have lost my belt. I would have just rematched. Yeah. I would have just fought Benavidez if this was going to happen.
The thing is, I've said before that one of the things that the Saudi guys don't do very well is, and I guess they don't have any politics in their country, so it makes sense, but is the politics.
That's a great point.
They don't have
I didn't even think about that.
Do you know what I mean? But like, because what seems suspicious for Turkey is because he's so outspoken and comes out saying whatever he wants to say all the time, when he stays quiet, it becomes suspicious. If a fight falls apart, we go to Twitter or something and expect an announcement straight away, because that's how he operates for everything else. You just come out and say, Tank Davis doesn't want anything to do with us, or Shakur Stevenson, we've got problems, we'll figure it out, or whatever. You're so transparent that when you're not, it's a bit odd.
I think with this case, I just feel like Eubank's just milking it for more money, because it's Eubank. I know Eubank's character.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, I know how much of a commodity this fight is, and even me saying that the fight's not happening is increasing the value of the fight when it does happen.
I think that Eubank would have done that anyway, but I think he's so spiteful just towards not in a rude way, I think he's right to be this way, but I think he's so spiteful to the boxing world generally that I think he looks at the fines that he got for the egg slap and for the shenanigans around the weight loss and says, I want that money back. Do you know what I mean? I want all that. I want all the money I would have got before. Plus, I want that. He's not going to say that directly, but he
I
might.
think Turkey's the wrong guy to fuck with. Let me tell you why.
I think people are getting. Remember, I said to you before, a lot of people don't know rich people. Yeah. And when people say, "Oh, he loves boxing," rich people want to get richer. Pull your head out of your ass. Stop living in La La Land. And a lot of people aren't around people like Turkey very much. They are very rich, but are also very cutthroat. And I think that they will push him potentially too far to the point
that's what I'm saying, because I've never heard Ring say, I'm not dealing with them. Like, I'm done with the negotiations. As you said, you brought up a great point, which I didn't get to elaborate on. There is no politics in Saudi. I say you do. So there is no counter offers. I don't even remember anyone ever coming back with a counter offer. So when you're trying to negotiate and you're falling through, when you say no, that means no. There's a Sanford and Son episode, yeah? And I don't mean to go into this, yeah? There's a Sanford and Son episode where Red Fox, he's getting an offer for his house, yeah? And he just says, I'm just going to keep asking for more money. To the point where he's like, I just can't be bothered. And he's like, I'll take the original offer. Nah, bro, that's not how we work. That's not how we do business. Yeah. If you say no for this price, you can't then go back to the price. You said no, bro.
The problem is, the Saudis are pretending that they don't need to make a profit when they're trying to make a profit. And so the fighters go in thinking that the budget is unlimited, but it's not. In their mind, they have a certain budget. Now, Eddie and Frank might say to you, listen, behind the scenes, this is the budget. These men ain't telling you that the budget is.
But didn't Eubank say this already? He said it in their first press conference. He said, man, I should have asked for more. Remember, in the first press conference, when he said he gave him a number, and Turkey said, cool, he's like, shit, I should have asked for more. This is what we're seeing now. It will be nothing.
Everyone's going to feel that way. If I ask you for 100 million and you say, yeah, I should have asked for 150, they think that there isn't a market cap.
So the next time I'm going to ask for 150.
But there is a market cap. Do you know what I mean? There is, and I'm, as the Saudi guys, we're not going to sit here and discuss the market cap with you.
Is it a negotiating tactic or a fair tactic by saying to Turkey, I'm out of negotiations?
All is fair in love and war.
No, but how serious is Ring when they say that?
We'll find out with the fights announced in due course.
Because if Eddie or the only person who I genuinely believe when they say they ain't doing nothing is Al Heyman. I think everybody else, if they say, but then Turkey, I don't know. Turkey's the only person I don't know. I haven't seen him go back on his word yet.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see, and it depends on if he finds Conor Benn another opponent that's going to generate roughly the same amount of money.
I mean, he was talking to Shakur Stevenson the other day. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was cool. I like the chat because it's like competitive but not going over the top.
Yeah, facts.
Because they don't have that real genuine needle like. Each
Facts.
other. I think that'd be an interesting fight, an entertaining fight as well, because I think we saw what happened.
There's a skill disparity, but there's a weight disparity.
It's Usyk versus Dubois, isn't it?
Facts.
Because if them Cepeda shots that had Shakur a little bit rocked are coming from Conor, that could be a different situation.
That could be a completely different situation.
And I'm not sure that Conor. We saw in the fight with Eubank that even if he's losing rounds, you're not going to discourage him.
Facts.
So
I mean, that for me. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about Shakur because them get sensitive when we talk about Shakur. Like, Shakur is probably one of the most protected fighters on earth, blood.
Bro, some of them move like they pushed him out of their own womb. Like, some of these move like they've got a womb inside them. It's weird, bro.
You know what I find so mad, bro? I was having a debate on Instagram with somebody, and it was even a debate. When I said what I said about Shakur, people were like, "Oh, that's because you don't love boxing, you don't follow the intricacies." I'm like, bro, it's not that. You're speaking to the wrong person when you're saying that. You're genuinely. But for me, I just didn't reach Cepeda before the fight started.
Yeah.
I literally on camera before the fight when people saying, "Oh, Shakur's gonna run," I said you could have made the ring 1 foot by 1 foot. You would still beat Cepeda because Cepeda ain't a good fighter, bro.
Cepeda also can't crack, so the jeopardy isn't there. Do you mean for someone that fights like a Devin or a Shakur or that style of fighter?
You have to knock them out.
The jeopardy is if they're in there with someone who can crack.
Facts.
And so if there's more. It's going to be insane to me if Devin beats Brian Norman Jr. and people give Shakur more credit for beating Cepeda than they give him.
That's a great point.
Because Brian Norman Jr. is a known knockout puncher that he's just got knockout of the year potentially, and we know he can crack. We saw Cepeda crack Shakur as tough as he can, and he wobbled him a bit, but we never really thought Shakur was going to be knocked out. It looked bad because that's probably the most we've seen him rocked, but still not enough to really do a job on him. So that's what it is. But we already know man then pick favourites in it, so it is what it is. But yeah, the Barrios fight and the Pacquiao fight will be live for that. Great undercard. I think Shane will probably be covering most of the card because it is a very, very good undercard. Talk to me about Bam Rodriguez, also on that night. You might have two screens. Yeah,
facts. I might have two
up
screens.
And down.
Bam
up against
Rodriguez
Cafu.
It's a madness. It's a unification. Great fight. Bam Rodriguez going to be unified champion if he wins. But he's already got his next fight announced on the Devin Haney undercard. Devin Haney and Benavidez undercard.
This is life on DAZN.
He's got this fight and then he's already got a next fight after this. I don't really like that.
This is life on DAZN, man. Life on DAZN.
It's life with Turkey,
life with Turkey, yeah.
Facts. Like I don't like that though. I don't like that. Bam's money though. Bam's one of my favourite fighters in world boxing right now. If you were to ask me like my top 5 favourite fighters, it'd be hard for me not to say Bam first.
Yeah.
Bam is one of my favourite fighters to watch. Like, he's Mexican, but he shows me everything. He shows me versatility. He shows me footwork, southpaw. He's just a really good fighter, and he can crack for a small dude. And this guy's resume is so slept on. Like Rung Versailles, Estrada, Sonny Edwards.
Isn't he, or junior
but bro, those guys are good fighters, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So
he's going up against a guy with 3 draws as well.
He's gonna win, but it's still just another good fight, innit? And the people are gonna ask what they're gonna see next from Bam's probably gonna be people are gonna want to see him move up a weight class, maybe fight. I knew he might be a bit of a big step, but there's guys in around his weight class that he can fight.
Yeah. Did you see the announcement that Turkey said Riyadh season and ring shows are no longer on PPV? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
He said pay-per-view in boxing is dying.
I feel like it's only dying because he's paying such a high site fee. If he's saying that,
he's contributing to the death of pay-per-view.
Facts. But the thing is, he's created a model where anyhow, just keep it real, anyhow he says he's not dealing with boxing anymore, we're screwed as boxing fans. Because either the fighters are going to have to get less purse.
For 5 or 10 years, until this generation of fighters clears out and a new generation comes
because
in.
they're going to want that high purse. And without pay-per-view and without the site fee, the only way you're going to get money is through the ticket sales.
And I want to sit there and say the boxers are wrong for that, but there's none of us that sit there and do our day job, whether you deliver stuff in the truck
definitely
and say, yesterday you got paid 5 bills and now I want you to do the same job, I'm only going to pay you a bill. Now yesterday was 5 bills.
That's not going to happen.
It's not until another brother that comes in, probably an immigrant brother that comes and says, I'll do it for 2 bills 50, that now you've got to start thinking, I don't know, and he's got to do it as good as you. That's the other thing. There's got to be a skill. The thing is with our jobs, delivery jobs, there's no skill disparity.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? You just deliver the packages, man don't care. But if if he flops delivering those packages, you go back to your boss and say, oh look, you pay me the 5 bills, I delivered them the right way. So that's what it is. But he has contributed to this situation.
And I'm happy. I'm happy that there's no pay-per-view. And he says the things that we want to hear as boxing fans. Oh, it's too much money for the paying public.
I relate to you. That's all I'm hearing is politics. I relate to you. I relate to you.
You know what I'm saying? And he's getting better at the Donald Trump, Ed Miliband, Marcus Garvey speeches that he's doing.
The politics.
He's getting better at it. But what I will say is, why it doesn't wash with me yet is because, for me, the only way I can see you changing that is if you're willing to say you're just going to pay money for nothing. Because the reason why I'm saying is because if you're remember, he's taken the control from the fighters who used to own their cards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't own your card if it's a Ring magazine card. You can't own it anymore. So there's no more back-end money. You just get paid a flat fee. Cool with that. Then, if the Zone aren't getting pay-per-view money, how does the Zone get money? From subscriptions, right? So if you're getting paid from subscriptions and it's the site fee, that means I'm now going to have to bid more, because the fighters are going to be less inclined to sign to a promoter, because it's not about the pay-per-views anymore. It's about who's got the connection with the site fee. Do you know what I'm saying? So people can now broker deals with Turkey without thinking about what broadcaster am I on. And for me, I feel like from a fighter's perspective, you're going to see less and less and less long-term contracts and more fight-by-fight deals.
Yeah.
And if you're seeing more fight-by-fight deals, that's perfectly fine. You're not held to anything. But what you're going to see is real dictatorship.
But what it means,
you're going to see real dictatorship, because now the Zone don't have the money to put up anything, because there's no pay-per-view.
It will be a cycle, because what will happen is when the Zone and Turkey start struggling to put up that kind of money because the money is so high, there'll be another guy that comes in like a Ben Shalom or a new guy we've never heard of before. They'll go and get a deal. They will go and pick 3 or 4 marquee fighters that they'll overpay on, and then us as the paying public, you've got your DAZN subscription,
go
but then you'll have to pay that subscription as well, because that, do you mean now you're going to have to subscribe to, we're going to have fights on Discovery Channel,
what do you think
we're going to have fights on
bet?
Netflix, we're going to have some fights free on YouTube Premium. There's going to be fights everywhere.
What do you think the best bet is? Because I have my own theory.
In terms of what?
In terms of dealing with because what he's talking about is a really deep, good argument to discuss. Like, what do you think is the best bet in terms of how to deal with the pay and how much money that's going on boxing every month? Because you got to pay your DAZN subscription, and if you got free pay-per-views in a week or in a month, like we've had free pay-per-views in a week before, imagine free pay-per-views in a month.
Yeah.
What do you do? Where do you give? Because he's saying it's gonna go to piracy. Now, for us as fans, as long as the pirate station is good, we don't give a crap.
Yeah.
We will keep doing it. Like, we don't really care about the pay disparity. We just do whatever's free.
Yeah.
But what do you think is the best way?
They're gonna have to find a way to make money from somewhere else.
In my opinion, my mindset is, if Turkey is saying that he's gonna Ring and Riyadh season have to do exclusive deals with DAZN, long-term deals, and the first thing they have to do is have a certain amount of guaranteed dates a year. When you then do that, you can then say we're gonna get rid of the we could get rid of the pay-per-view model, and then you have the subscriptions, because then the broadcaster can then do their broadcaster then will still have incentives to put money up for your smaller fights. If they don't have no pay-per-view, what is them saying? If I'm not having pay-per-view,
that's going to be great for the secondary level fights, but not so great for the superstars.
No, it will be. It will be, because now you're saying all the Ring magazine, all the Riyadh season is going to be on one platform. The Zone will then have to put money up for that.
I get what you're saying,
and then it will increase the
one,
monthly subscriptions. Because
then it still might not be. It'll be enough money to pay the Devins and the Shakurs, but it might not be enough money to pay the Furies and the Canelos. The guys that are that level.
No, but that's coming from the site fees in Saudi. That's coming from the site fees that what's it called? That Turkey's putting.
Then we
up.
might need to see more site fees in America then, because the site fees in Saudi are not going to generate enough money.
Well,
the site fee in Saudi is not going to generate enough money for Canelo in his prime.
It already has, because he's paying it
At a loss.
But
there's no gate. The stadium's empty. Where's the money coming from?
What do you mean in Saudi?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a gap somewhere in this financial
equation. No, but
equation.
that fight had pay-per-view.
Is what I'm saying. So when the pay-per-view's gone, where is that money going to come from? The subscription model, you're right. There's a certain amount of dates, and we can schedule the certain amount of budget to each date.
Facts.
Yeah, roughly there or thereabouts, and we'll move some figures around. But then that's fine when fighters are roughly paid from here to here. But when one guy comes in who's paid here, we might struggle to deal with that guy.
Of course. Because
it's gonna break the budget of that date.
100%.
Or we're gonna see very good cards of 6 out of 10 fighters, but then a Canelo card is going to be trash.
Of course.
As opposed to some of the mega cards.
I mean, there was one time, yeah,
even with a subscription model, though, there was times when DAZN was hot, but then there was times when DAZN was cold.
Real cold.
Real cold. And then what can you do? You're paying your subscription.
Hence the reason why I said, if you had an exclusive deal with Ring and Riyadh season, as well as your Matchroom cards and your Golden Boy cards and your Queensbury cards, you can then distribute those dates evenly.
It's like Sky Sports. There are some weeks that you're paying your £20 a month and you get Burnley versus Sunderland. There's some weeks you get Arsenal versus Tottenham. It just depends. It depends on the week.
No, but the difference is the Premier League, who's putting on the football matches, have an exclusive deal. Well, not exclusive deal, but they have a certain amount of dates that will go to Sky, a certain amount of ones that will go to TNT. The issue is, right now, what Turkey's doing and what Ring Magazine's doing is they're selling each fight card to DAZN. And that doesn't give sustainability to the broadcaster because the broadcaster is now putting money up and they can't get the money back from pay-per-views. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm putting money up and I'm paying for a card and I don't have no exclusivity for your cards, then how am I going to make my money back without DAZN? Without pay-per-views?
Because the point is, people used to want to try and build a star because they're going to get the money back on the back end.
Facts.
The broadcasters now potentially might not get that money
back.
Because
there's no pay-per-view. There's no pay-per-view. That's my point.
Yeah, but also even if some of the fighters are not signed to Ring, so Shakur could be on a build-up, and then when he becomes the star, he'd go and fight on Channel 5.
Facts. That's happened. I mean, that happened with the Devin.
Yeah. There you go.
But yeah, man, that's the show.
That's the show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We have no third camera because I broke the camera this week, so I'm getting that replaced.
This guy's a clown as well. This guy's doing a tie.
Hopefully it's replaced. At least my camera. I broke my own camera. I didn't break someone else's camera. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, hopefully that's back next week. Maybe the week after latest, but...
Maybe the week after that. Maybe you guys might give us some super chats.
Or you might prefer it. You might prefer the single shots. Let us know what you think.
Might get bare super chats this weekend.
Who knows?
Pay for your camera.
Usyk Dubois, who's winning? Drop your prediction in the comments below. Is it points? Is it stoppage? Dubois' confidence, is it fake? Is it manufactured? Usyk, can you rattle him? Is he rattleable? Is he rattleable in his old age? He's nearly 40. We didn't even really touch on the age point, but it's irrelevant because he lives like a bloody monk anyway. Pacquiao's returning. Is it just a money grab? Does he love boxing? And if he does win, does he stay in boxing, or is this just one and done? He's out.
He's definitely, if he wins, bro, he is like a... Where is he in ATGs, bro? He is up there, fam. As an all-time great to win a weight title, 46.
I don't like the age argument as much. I just like the what you've done, because you can pick week. Do you mean like?
Yeah, I mean George Foreman won a world title, innit? So.
50. Do you mean? So, and we didn't talk about the Roy Jones versus Mayweather beef, but that'll probably rumble on, and we can touch on that another time. Eubank versus Ben, are we going to see it? Yes or no? And let us know what you think about the no pay-per-views. You're probably all going to say, yeah, that sounds great, because it's one of those things that sounds great in the moment, and then 6 months from now, it's like, oh, this is terrible.
Fans will only see the residual effects when you're
getting terrible cards.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you start getting terrible cards,
and then if you get 1 or 2 injuries or 1 or 2 situations, they could do good card, bad card, good card, bad. But injuries or dates or fitness or whatever happens, and then suddenly what you have is 3 or 4 bad cards, and people go, "Oh, this is all unfair."
Look at the non-pay-per-view cards that Eddie Hearn's put on this year. It's been flipping shit, bro. Yeah. Man put on Crocker versus Donovan, bro.
Well, we're going to see Dalton Smith being headlined soon.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is what we're getting when you don't have pay-per-views.
Who's the 2 Eddie Hearn guys?
That Crocker versus Donovan.
Yeah. Was that the vacant IBF?
Vacant IBF. Yeah, vacant IBF.
But there you go. That's the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're out. Peace.